Hey, how you doing, guys? This is ZDEyE here. So today I wanted to have my full review for Saints Row. So I have finally finished the game, and in fact, if you have been paying attention on my channel, I made already a first impressions Saints Row review, and back there I said that the game was actually, well, not that bad comparing to what other reviewers were talking about. Because basically this is no secret that this game is receiving a lot of flack and is receiving a lot of hate for, well, many of good reasons, and perhaps some of them a little bit overreached as well. Personally, for me, I've gotta say that even though I finished the game, I actually still feel the same. I still feel that this game is okay, right? It's nothing bad. It doesn't seem to have the similar merit that a lot of other people are keeping their conversation afloat, saying that this game is simply a disaster, terrible, or just outright awful. It really is not that, at least not to me personally. Okay, I want to mention a few other good pros and cons perhaps within this game that that already have touched on, and also a few the additional stuff. For example, the excellent customization that this game features, it is simply superb, right? I really like the way there's so much playground within this world that to the point that you can go bonkers, and that's very good. I like strong character leads that this game has. Even though they are quirky, they are also, how can I say, goofy in a lot of ways. I don't really mind them, right? I can always take this game not so seriously, right? This game is more of a playful time for you to experience. And as long as you don't take it to the heart, or you don't take this game seriously overall, I think you may actually have a good time. As long as you are aware of what Saints Row has to offer, right? Because this is the bad part I'm going to get into. There's unfortunately are no surprises within this game. This has very big lack of ambition, and also the mission design, and in terms of the open world elements, it is identical towards Saints Row the Third. And it is meaning that it's quite outdated in terms of that design, and it's not good, right? I feel like the team had no ambition for this game. Perhaps they knew what they wanted to do, but because of this they were receiving a lot of flack, and I think maybe for a good reason as well. But personally for me, after experiencing this game, I've gotta say that I had my fun with this game. And I still am going to be having fun with it, because I have decided at the end of the day to go for a platinum trophy, meaning I'm gonna have to put in an additional 20 to 25 hours on top just to get that platinum. Meaning that this game in fact wasn't as bad as many out to be. And as such, I think that perhaps this game is receiving a lot of flack for not so much of a good reason. Because again, like I said in my first impressions video, a lot of people simply like to hate on this game because, well, what the identity of Saints Row is supposed to mean for a lot of other people, fans of the Saints Row 1 and 2, and then there's a very big differences compared to what's you can expect from like Saints Row the Third and also Saints Row 4 and Get Out of Hell. There are big differences in those terms of games. This is not Saints Row 1 or 2, at least I don't believe so, even though I didn't really play Saints Row 1 or 2, so that's why I cannot argue on that front. But this is so much more like Saints Row the Third, and I really like that, because I in fact think Saints Row the Third is the best Saints Row game. But again, I did not play 1 or 2, not so much anyway, so I cannot count them. But like Saints Row 4 and Saints Row Get Out of Hell, like Saints Row the Third definitely takes that cake for me. And this game, Saints Row, it's more of that. It's more of the Saints Row the Third. And I really appreciate that, because it got that elements that what I like within this game. But yes, I definitely agree. There's few things in here that's just simply unacceptable. They needed to be more ambition. They needed to have more surprises, and they needed to have different structure towards the mission designs, because everything that we've seen here, well, we pretty much have seen it already done multiple times with different developers. And mind you, matter of fact, it was done by them as well back in the past, like when they were making Saints Row games previously. It's just insane. It's unfortunate, of course, it really is. But, there's still some kind of elements of fun within this game that I'm having, that I'm kind of glad that this game still sort of at least exists. Sort of. Okay, now, not a negative part, definitely want to mention bugs, glitches. Yeah, that's a big problem. I encounter a few times with the bugs, right? One of the bugs, as an example, I get into a helicopter or a plane, and it's somehow, for some odd reason, the camera completely zooms in into some sort of a target, and it's impossible to identify anything. And all I did, I had to pay attention to my map, and so I just jump out and use my wingsuit. By the way, that's actually a plus. I really like the wingsuit. It really works within this game. Also, another big bug that I had, I actually mentioned it as well in my first impressions video, that for some odd reason I could not bring up a circle of weapons that I have, and I could not attack any of the opponents or enemies. Until I figured out what was the issue at first. It wasn't really an issue of on my part, but it was a bug. But then I continue on playing, and that's actually a problem because it saved via the checkpoint, so the save point is unable to be reversed. So I had to play like this, and I was wondering oh no, do I have to wait for the patch or something now? But instead I decided to, you know what, I'm gonna try see how far I can get without using my weapons, just for the curiosity's sakes. And for some odd reason, it kind of fixed itself. And so I was glad, because I could continue playing the game now, and it just fixed itself. But occasionally this bug still did come back. There was also another bug that I had with the camera itself. Right, somehow the camera is completely shifted towards the top left corner, and my character is on the bottom right corner, and I could barely aim or look at my own character's self. It was weird. See, there's always these little issues and bugs. Now, there's more issues, but they are not really noticeable. For example, like T-posing, or for example, like a lot of structures within the world is getting stuck inside the objects, and it's kind of noticeable on some of the occasions. But like I said, that's not really a big deal, at least not to me. It doesn't really break my immersion of that. But either way, I think they're just no big deal. I think they can get fixed quite relatively easily. So yeah, big bugs and glitches issues as I'm just so confused. What were they doing? The Volition team, what were they doing for the past 6 months since the delay of the Saints Row game? Can you believe this, guys? This game was supposed to come out in February 2022. It got pushed to all the way till the end of August, and look how in a state that it still came out. That's just incredible in a very bad sense, because the question is, you brought us the exact same game that you already have made in the past, and yet it's still broken and buggy in a lot of cases. It's just weird. It's scary as well, because seeing what Volition have crafted here, and yet a flop. You have to say it, right? I have to say it. It was a flop. This game is a flop, right? And the second game that they crafted, Agents of Mayhem was the first game, was a complete flop, and now this Saints Row is a flop. I'm just wondering what will happen to that development team. I really hope that they will have an opportunity of making a sequel, but if they make something similar like this, I'm gonna be very disappointed, and yet I would not be surprised if they will receive yet another flop, because they really need to reinvent the wheel. Perhaps, hell, I'm gonna say it, make a brand new IP. Well, anyway, my review of this game, that I actually consider giving it a 7 out of 10. It's just a pure average game. In my good days, it would be definitely 7 out of 10. And I'm having a good moment with this game, as we're speaking through this commentary. Realistically, I think I should best give it a 6 out of 10 if I really think about the game and all the positives and negatives. So yeah, at the end of the day, 6 out of 10 will be the best score for it. Alright guys, do let me know what you think about this game as well, and of course, if you played the game, do let me know. If you have not, you can still share your opinions, that's fine, but it kind of doesn't give you much of credibility if you're saying the game is shit if you haven't even played it. So Yeah, just a bit of a food for thought. Right, like, subscribe, see you guys all. Have a wonderful day.